Look at how easy that was. Black people did not build America, and they do not deserve reparations. Thank you. Look at how easy that was. Black people did not build America, and they do not deserve reparations. Thank you. Look at how easy that was. Black people did not build America, and they do not deserve reparations. Thank you.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakai HaKodesh, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and a great example to his younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopefully elect. Lord willing, this edifying lesson. And I'm entitled this lesson, You Gonna Get Your Turn, Devil. You gonna get your turn. Just be patient. Enjoy yourself. Because you gonna have your turn to prove how easy hardcore bondage is. Because the slaves weren't saying, oh, this too hard, we can't bear it, we can't do this. No, we achieved the work test that we were put through slavery. We achieved those things with excellency. But you fucking devils, you went too far with it. You in cases the slaves would meet their quotas that you gave them, and you still beat they motherfucking ass, man. And basically be like, oh, you could have did better than it. Working slaves muscles off the bones. Sun up to sundown, working in the field, and then got to be up before the sun rise and back in the field. So you gonna get your turn to prove how easy it is. You pick one bulb of cotton, I think that's what it's called, one bulb of cotton, and say, look at how easy this is. Well, how about do it all day? With a motherfucking taskmaster riding on a horse. And when I ain't gonna have no heathen taskmaster. I'm gonna have animals watching over you motherfuckers, man. And all my slaves, all you fucking heathen, y'all ass gonna be fucking working, man. I'm gonna put the spirit on apes, and birds and lions and shit like that to watch over you motherfuckers, man. I'm just talking shit. We don't know how it's gonna be, but that'll be nice. The animals get back. But let's read this. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Yeah, and the example of it, this devil making no account of our labors. Making no account of the harshness, the rigorous bondage, the harshness, the heinous acts that was done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans during the time of slavery. But it's all good. It was our punishment. We ain't mad that we had to go into slavery, because we can't be mad at nobody but ourselves. You can't be mad at the Lord. And we hate, you white people hate us, and we hate y'all motherfuckers, man. When you got enemies, that's how you look at shit when you do them bad. Oh, it ain't that bad. I could have did you worse. Well, you couldn't have did us worse because the Lord had got bounds on everything that you can't pass. That's why you released us out of slavery now. That's why where we at now. Free we ain't free, but we free, but we ain't free. Which you know what I'm saying. We loose from hardcore bondage. We can move about. And y'all devils in the same spot as us. We all really on level playing field in an extent. Yeah, y'all got generational wealth over us, but y'all subject to birth certificates and IDs and taxes, just like the so-called Negroes, just like the Israelites, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all subjugated to the same things. You damn crackers, man. You Edomites, fuck a cracker. You are the Edomites. That's the worst thing you can call a so-called white person. Any person, the Edomite is the worst thing to be called. Especially if you are one. And that was a pure Edomite. Let me stop. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 21. Salaki. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 21. It say, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and I will set them in order before thine eyes." Yeah, and the Lord is reproving you devils. And setting who in order? The Israelites. The Lord is setting us in order before your eyes, all the camps. Look at the brothers rising up. Whether they, even Jakes that's kind of off, bugged out, doing shit, they doing whatever. The Lord still is raising us up and setting us in order before who eyes? You so-called devils, the ones who afflicted us and made no account of our labors. It say, "I will reprove them and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget Yahweh. Lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver you. And there be none to deliver." It say, that's the point. I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eye. "Whosoever offereth praise," verse 23, "whosoever offereth praise, glorify me. And to him that ordereth his conversation aright, will I shew the salvation of Yahweh." And that's going into the Israelites. Only the Israelites can do that. This ain't talking about an Edomite around the corner. Joe Sixpack can't order his conversation aright. This going into the nation of Israel. Those out of Israel who ordered their conversation aright. Will the Lord shew the salvation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Any more on here? I'm gonna reread this. This is the book of what that was. It's a lot. Psalms 50. I'm gonna start up in verse 16. And it reads, "But unto the wicked Yahweh power saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or what shouldest thou, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" Going to this knowledge, these scriptures, the words of the Lord. Seeing thou hatest instructions, going back to fucking Cain and Abel. Lord gave strict instructions to Cain on what to sacrifice through through their fathers. Verbally. On the sacrificial way to sacrifice. That's why Abel made a righteous sacrifice, and Cain shit was wicked. It say, "Seeing thou hatest instruction, and cast of my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him," going back to the Babylonians. You know, they sat back and chanted the Babylonians alone, raise it, even unto the foundation thereof, saying, destroy Jerusalem. It say, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and I will set them in order before thine eyes. And ultimately, the ones who see us being set in order and worried are the elite. See, you Joe Sixpack. This nigga is a Joe Sixpack. I don't give a fuck how much money he got. He don't know what's fuck going on, man. You know, whether he got so-called money or whatever, he very low level. He not a part of the 1%. He's not in the crowd. You know, he gonna die here in thermonuclear destruction, man. That's how low level that devil was, man. I don't know who the fuck that is, but you gotta, you know, I guarantee you, he a Joe Sixpack. Probably don't drink 6-pack, but whatever. He a low level demon. Not a part of the upper echelon 1%. See, the 1% see what we saying, and they afraid. Let's get that in Revelation. You know, because you got these elite seeing and hearing what we saying, and these devils really quivering in their boots, man. This the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse, straight to the point. In verse 9, it say I started 8, it say, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and of the kindreds and of the tongue and of the nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And our dead bodies represent us being not literal dead bodies, us being in a dead state, not knowing who we were. The proper burial that could have been given to us when they say seeing their dead bodies is telling us, y'all know y'all the Israelites. Y'all the Israelites. These nations didn't do that. You know, they further to dumb us down. You know, they kept set back silent like shit. We don't know who they is. The whole time, all these nations know we the Israelites, man. These foreigners and shit, so-called Hamites and Arabs and shit. They know those so-called white people are not the Israelites, and they know that we are the Israelites. You think they ain't know about the transatlantic slave trade when they was conquering and taking us in fucking slavery? You know? Esau wasn't dumbing those people down from who we were. He just dumbed us down and didn't let us know who we were. That's why in Psalms 83 say they came together with one consent that Israel be no more people in the earth, for paraphrase. Verse 10, it say, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, going into the heathens, all the other nations outside of Israel, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another. You know, and we represented those gifts, slaves, you know, the transatlantic slave trade. It say, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelled upon the earth, the northern and the southern kingdom. It's saying after 3 days and a half, the spirit of Yahweh, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life going back to, the 3 days and a half represent that 350-year period where we was just through and destroyed. It say after 3.5 days, the spirit of life from God entered into them, going back to Abba Bivens and all the way to this marvelous ministry that we're a part of today. You know, that spirit of life entered into those men back then, starting with Abba and men that followed him. And it grew into this great awakening of us knowing who we were. And keep going. And say, and the spirit of life entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Yeah, so great fear is falling upon these elites. See, Joe Sixpack in the video, he don't understand what the fuck going on, man. But these elite, the international bankers, the Rothschild, Rockefellers, DuPonts, you know, the Oppenheimers and all those different elite families that go to the 1%, they in they boots trembling, who trying to establish this NWO and gonna put a mark inside of these people. You know, they trembling, they afraid. Yep, but great fear fell upon them which saw them. So great fear is upon these people who seeing us standing up. Back in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1, it say, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the faces such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor. You heard what he said, man. Oh, slavery wasn't nothing, basically. Slavery wasn't that hard. You niggas ain't built America and you don't deserve reparations. And you motherfuckers can't reparate us if you wanted to, man. You don't have the power. You ain't got the power to reparate us, man, because we need a whole new genetic makeup after the wickedness you done to us, man. We need to be really rehabilitated, man. Yeah, we got to go through rehabilitation and all that. You know? And you devils got to... the only way you can really pay us back is you going into slavery, man. And working for free. Sun up to sundown. Righteous vengeance is going to come upon you, man. This the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25 and verse 14. Let me see what's about it. Book of Ezekiel 25 and verse 12. It say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah and have taken vengeance and have greatly offended. Yeah, you motherfuckers then offended the Lord, man. And revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom. Yeah, even though the Lord allowed you to do this because of our iniquities, our wickedness, you devils was just doing something, and the Lord allowed it to go through for you, just so He can judge you in the near future. You know, the Lord let you loose to do what you're doing, but you ain't do it. You know, you didn't ask the Lord. You didn't give thanks to the Lord. You ain't do none of that. All you did it in complete weakness. You seen the opportunity and you pounced. But the Lord gonna judge you for it. You know? You gonna be judged for touching the apple of the Lord's eye. And avenged himself. Verse 13, it say, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Yeah, I'll ass in trouble, man. And I will lay vengeance, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hands of my people Israel, them so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans who you oppressed or enslaved and conquered and did all those heinous acts to. The Lord gonna use those people to lay vengeance upon you. So it's all fine and dandy. Even all the wickedness you finna do in Jacob trouble to the nation of Israel. You know? That the Lord gonna allow you to do to 2/3 of his people. Because of them not repenting in truth and sincerity and turning back to the Lord, in humbleness and meekness. The Lord's gonna even judge you for that, man. The Lord is terrible, man. But the Lord say in verse 14, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do unto Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. So the Lord gonna judge you by the hands of the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we not going to do it according to our anger in these fleshly bodies. No, the Lord going to put his anger upon us, and we going to be changed. And we going to be like the Lord when we judging you, man. We going to be in a godly state. We going to be in godly bodies. We going to have spiritual powers. And we ain't going to have no goddamn emotions for you fucking devils, man. We ain't gonna see one of you little devil babies and be like, oh, that's a fucking baby. I ain't gonna do that to a baby. And these bodies, that's the mindset. I ain't gonna do that shit to no baby. If you in your right mind. According to this world and the spirit we should be in. If you in your right mind, you wouldn't do nothing dumb. But when we change, scripture say, happy shall he be to take that little one and dash him against the stone. And Esau, you started this, but we gonna finish it, motherfucker. Esau started this. He fed our babies to gators. He fed our babies to the dogs. He dashed our babies' heads against stones. He hung our baby by umbilical cords. He done these heinous acts to us first. So rightfully so, we gonna get our get back. Man, ain't no telling what wickedness Esau was fucking doing to slave. He probably raping the infants and shit. He did. He goddamn a freak, man. You see what they say is lawful in the Talmudi or whatever that shit, Ben Yehudi. Let me stop. It's called the Talmud. The book of, I think, is it Talmud? The book of the Talmud? I don't know. Whatever that book called, they book of those so-called small headers. The wickedness, that one devil say that babies can have orgasms and shit. We I ain't talking about the infants and shit. So all the heinous acts that you done, when we ain't gonna be doing shit like that, man. But we gon' damn sure work the fuck at you, man. We gonna work. I don't know how, like brothers always say, we don't know how you gonna get through it, but you gonna do it, motherfucker. Bloody hands, blistered up hand, missing fingers, missing arms, eye missing, nose knocked the fuck off, head bashed in, missing toes. You gonna do it. You gonna work. Blistered up from the pelting sun. And we gonna have that sun extra hot in your area. you know, and extra shiny. There's gonna be no trees in sight. It's gonna be straight sun, field. You know, you're gonna be doing the hardest and the most rigorous jobs, man. And we gonna see, you know, how easy it is. You goddamn devil. You gonna see how easy it is when we get through with your motherfucking ass. And we don't want to hear no complaining, you know? No crying, no none of that shit. Suck it up. Pull yourself up by the bootstrap and get the motherfucking work. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's what the scriptures say. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. We definitely were led into captivity. So guess what? Those that led us into captivity are finna go into captivity. We were led into captivity as a nation. They whole nation benefited off the enslavement of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they still living fat today off of that. Certain of them. You know? But your whole nation getting ready to go into captivity. Every one of you. And you will be accompanied. No, all the heathens gonna be right there with you. You know? And they captivity gonna be rigorous too. We ain't gonna, they ain't gonna have no, you know, sitting back goddamn just watching. No, they ain't gonna be working too. That's why I say I want my taskmaster to be, you know, animals and shit, man. Talking to them like Dr. Doolittle. You know, big ape, you know, gorilla. Prowling. Want a motherfucker to get wrong. Knock your whole goddamn head off your shoulders, man. This the book of Exodus 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hands, he shall surely be put to death. And that's what's going to happen to you devils first over here in America. Because the elite going to escape this. They not going to be the ones be put to death. But you Edomites in America that can't, that you know, you think you going to climb in a bunker in America and survive? No, you going to be put to death, man. Because we are the hands we're going to be found in your hands when the Lord return. And we would most definitely stole and sold. And we still to this day underneath the captivity of you so-called Edomites. I mean, you so-called white people, which are the Edomites. But it's all good. Hey, the day of recompense is coming, man. The day of vengeance of the Lord is coming. You know? And look, you finna get your turn. You gonna get your turn to show you right. Prove yourself. Prove how easy slavery was. Because it ain't gonna be fucking easy. We, even ourselves, try to figure out how the fuck this devil gonna get through this shit. You know? But that's pretty much the point. Lord willing, this is edifying. Brothers can add precepts that come to mind. You, by means, come, by chance, like Apostle Boy say, time stamp it and throw you a precept in there. If you watch the video, you know, for brothers who watch it. And Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, rule well, been great example to the young brothers in the truth. Peace and blessing to the whole elect. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.